After a long summer break, the EFL Championship was back this weekend, and it's been such an entertaining and eventful opening weekend. So as always, guys, I'm bringing you 5 things that we learned from the EFL opening weekend, and with a particular focus on the second tier, the Championship. Let's get into things. So the EFL Championship kicked off with 2 matches, both on Friday night, but I'm going to focus on the one between Preston North End and Sheffield United. Quite an eventful one this. Obviously Sheffield United last year was very much the whipping boys of the Premier League, looking to bounce back. They've made so many new signings and also cleared out the entire squad basically from last season, and a 2-0 win for them on the opening game of the season. You know, it might not seem too spectacular at the end of the day, but for a side that was so used to losing last season, trust me, I know, they're my club, I had to endure that. It was utterly miserable. To see us actually win a game of football and win it comfortably was such a refreshing thing. Now for sure you could say that Sheffield definitely should have done better in this one. We should have won by more than 2. At the end of the day, a bit of rustiness, a lot of players not used to playing with each other, that's what I'll put it down to. But it was a relatively comfortable one. Arblaster getting his first Sheffield United goal just after 12 minutes, heavily deflected shot, but they all count at the end of the day. And Hamer with an unbelievable chip on the goalkeeper, seizing on the defensive mistake, just being too far out of his goal, punishing him for that. Hamer, I really hope we keep a hold of him because he's going to be such a talent in the Championship this season. Preston booed by their own fans, and I see why, because they were absolutely woeful. And Ryan Lowe becomes the first managerial casualty of the season after 1 game. I mean, the guy's been in charge since 2021, I think. It's been a good few years now, but to get sacked on the first day of the season is something very rare. That is a massive dishonour there, really, to him. But yeah, Sheffield United also erasing that 2-point deduction they had for this season. Of course, we started the season on -2 points. We're on +1 now, so that's all right in the end with that. We actually do go level on points as well with Leeds United, and I've put Leeds United are falling apart again, question mark, because they like to play on that song and people sing about it all the time. For the record, I'm not saying the Leeds are falling apart in this one at all, but yeah, they are obviously one of the favourites for promotion this season. Portsmouth coming back up to the Championship for the first time in like 10 years, probably longer now. It's been a very long time since they've been in second tier, a team that has basically been reborn from the... And it looked as though Leeds were going to, get a relatively comfortable win with this straight, converting a penalty on 10 minutes. But then Sorensen, 23 minutes in, equalised for Portsmouth. Then Lang put them ahead just before the half-time mark. Notto, a great talent to have in the Championship, he put Leeds 2-2 level. And it was another penalty, this time for Portsmouth, putting them 3-2 up in injury time. And it seemed as though Leeds were falling apart again, but they rebuilt themselves. Aronson, 95th minute, with the equaliser, a 3 draw. In truth, Leeds were much the better side in this. Had way more possession, way more shots. Portsmouth only having 4 shots on target, and they 3 of them count goals. It's going to be gutting if you were a Pompey fan coming up to Ellen Road to see that, but it's still a very good away point for them. Disappointing point for Leeds, but at the same time, they do actually avoid defeat when it could have easily been a loss, so I don't think they'll be complaining too much about that, although I could be wrong on that one. Next up, Oxford United. Now, this were a team that they're one of the favourites to go down this season, their first time in the second tier of English football this millennium. But they were very much on top in the game against Norwich. They won 2-0 their opening game of the season. Norwich definitely being pessimistic coming into this one, sacking their manager Wagner at the end of last season after failure in the play. In truth, they were well and truly second best in this one, in fairness. And yeah, Oxford not going to be pushovers in this one. I did have them to stay up this season as one of my bold predictions for it. But yeah, they've got a long way to go, of course, but that is a very positive start for them. Next thing, Plymouth are in trouble. On Sunday they got hammered 4-0 by Sheffield Wednesday, who are not the greatest side by any means. They had a very good end to last season, of course, surviving by the skin of the teeth in the end, but they managed to do it despite a terrible start to the season. But they started this season as the top of the table. They are top of the table after 1 match, very early on, of course, but a 4-0 hammering of Wayne Rooney's side. The pressure is very much on him, and as it is, they're one of the favourites to go down this season, Plymouth, and you can see why. With as much as I don't like Wednesday, you got to admit they were well on top in this one. They absolutely battered Plymouth. They've sunk the Pilgrims ship with that one. That was a segue I did try there. But yeah, well on top in terms of possession and chances. They fully deserve to win 4-0 in that. Very impressive indeed, but not as impressive as Burnley. Burnley coming up against Luton, two of the relegated sides from the Premier League last season. Burnley on the Monday night game absolutely battered Luton. A 4-1 victory for Scott Parker's first competitive match in charge of the Clarets. Despite having way less of the ball, he absolutely Sean Dyched it in a sense. You don't need to have much of the ball to put it in the back of the net. And Burnley did that 4 times. Brownhill, O'Shea, Vitinho and Odebert all with goals. Chong got one back for Luton to make it 2-1, make it interesting, but Burnley just with a quick fire just before the minute. My word, Burnley very much inserting themselves into the promotion campaign, and I am sure that some Luton fans will be very nervous after that, really. I thought they were going to make an immediate return to the Premier League this season, but I'm not feeling too confident about that now. But yeah, guys, those are 5 matches from the Championship. Which was your standout fixture of the first match day? We'll, of course, be bringing you a preview of 5 games to look out for this weekend coming up. We've also got the EFL Cup in midweek as well, and of course, the Premier League is back at the weekend as well. After such a sleepy off-season where it's all pre-season friendlies and international fixtures, we're back with the English football season and it is absolutely kicking into gear now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Let us know your favourite moment from the weekend if you've been following the Championship. And of course, follow the Football Chronicle too. Subscribe, comment, like, ring the bell as well for much content just like this.